49ers, Rams, huge matchup here in L.A. Sunday on Fox. Now, both teams are in the middle of the pack right now in a tightly contested NFC West. Niners beat the Rams back in Week 4. They added Christian McCaffery last week, who is a bad man, but we just found out Deebo Samuel will be out with a hamstring injury. Joy, this matchup is going to be one of the best matchups of the season, and it's not even a matchup between two winning teams, just two teams that got a lot to play for. Who needs to win more, Niners or Rams?
Yeah, this game is always a fun one to watch because you really never know how it's going to go.
Never.
I got to go with the Rams because they need the tiebreaker. They already lost to the Niners this season, and the Niners are obviously very capable of beating them at any time. They lost the season series last year. Now, obviously, it didn't matter because they beat them when it mattered and then won the Super Bowl. But I don't know if that's in the cards this year, but they got to get it started with this game against the Niners. And with Deebo being out, it's not a whole lot of excuses.
Yeah, I think the Rams need it more. I'm really torn. I don't really know which way to go, Shady. Rams, you don't want to lose it again. But then the Niners, when I look at it, it's like, wait, if you lose with Christian McCaffrey, now Deebo's out, that changes things. Yeah. But now that McCaffrey's here, it's like, yo, he was brought here for a reason.
That's right.
We gave up 3 to 4 picks for this man for a reason. So truth be told, that Deebo for McCaffrey substitution shouldn't necessarily be one for one, but I think McCaffrey is a snatch-sized version of Deebo Samuel.
Right. Well, I can see
both
that.
can run the ball, both can catch the ball. Deebo's a better receiver, McCaffrey's a better runner. Both are interchangeable. Who do you think needs this win more?
I think it's the Niners. They need this win. I think coming off a blowout loss, right? And then you get the best, I think, in-season trade with McCaffrey. Now he's had some time to look at the playbook. Now they have time. Kyle Shanahan has time to put him in the playbook, what he want to do in the game plan, get him his plays, some screens to run. So now he has some time to do that. I think it's them.
I hate to exaggerate. I need to see the Rams do something before I can believe anything about them. I keep bringing up their offensive line, and I'm going to keep doing it until they show me they can not even just win, but, like, play well. Like, their last game, they beat Carolina. It was a very forgettable game. We saw what Dallas did to their offensive line. 6 different combinations in 6 games. And it's not going to get significantly better in terms of, like, guys coming back. So I need to see it from them. I don't think of them as a contender until I see their offensive line. Joey makes a great point about the tiebreaker as well. You don't want to have 2 losses to the Niners. And you know, they lost both games last year, but the last one was regular season finale. Like, you already lose the tiebreaker to them before Halloween. That's tough to come back from. But, yeah, I got to see more from the Rams.
How you feel, though, about the Niners dropping to 3-5? Because, though, the Niners would own the tiebreaker if they win. If the Niners lose, they drop to 3-5. I get it. They were 3-5 last year, still made the playoffs. But 3-5 is not a good place to be ever in the NFL.
Why you just got to take my point away like that? Like, I was going to say, they were 3-5 last year. Like, they did it last year. No, it's not a good place to be. But we've already done this whole song and dance about how many stars they have. I mean, Deebo, I assume he's not done for the year. This just happened, right?
Hamstring.
Deebo will be back. Trent will be back. They got McCaffrey now. They got studs everywhere. Like, if a team can weather 3-5, I like their odds. And again, the NFC.
And they have Jimmy.
They do have Jimmy.
Let's talk, Joey,
it doesn't look like
Jimmy
there's more than like 2 teams in the NFC.
What do you need to see from Jimmy G this week? Because he gave you 300 yards last week, gave you 2 touchdowns, gave you a bad pick, took a bad safety. He doesn't have Deebo. Deebo's security blanket. What do you need to see from Jimmy G?
There's nothing Jimmy G could do to change my opinion of Jimmy G. We've seen every version of Jimmy G. We've seen Jimmy G be terrible. We've seen him be basic. We've seen him be good. We've seen him be great. He's just Jimmy G. He is capable of all of it. He's gonna give you all of it, honey, and you're gonna enjoy it. He's gonna give it, and then he's gonna give it to the other team, and then he's gonna take it back, and then he's gonna go on a game-winning run, and then he's gonna throw an interception at the end of the game. This is what Jimmy does. There's nothing Jimmy could do, it's particularly in this game against a division rival, that's going to change my opinion of him this year.
Who needs to have, Shady, coming to you, you're the breakout player, who needs to have the biggest breakout game? Look at both teams. Jalen Ramsey did not play well the last time he played the Niners. Yeah. Famously, Deebo Samuel made him miss open field. Huge touchdown, blew the game open. Aaron Donald hasn't had an Aaron Donald caliber performance yet this year. On the flip side, Jimmy G hasn't really given us a great game. Right. He's given us a bad game against the Broncos, gave us a good game last week, haven't given us a great game. McCaffrey, you think he's a top 3 running back when he's healthy. Who do you think, when you look at both teams filled with stars, who needs to really have the best game?
I'm going to go with the guy that's not a star, Jimmy G. I'm going with him. I think when you add these pieces to this team, you think that Jimmy G can get over that hump, right? He can take him to the playoffs, take him to the Super Bowl. Now his chance to win is greater now if you bring a guy like CMC there. So I want to see an efficient game by Jimmy G.
Yeah,
finally.
Let's hope. Jimmy G, you remember I got the Niners in the Super Bowl. It's not looking great.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.